All right, my friends, welcome back. Today we are going to be sous videing a London broil. This is actually a top round roast, and this is about 2.65 pounds. So this is actually going to be a really long process. And these are going to cook for, well, I'm going to try about 24 hours. This will be the first one I ever do. But the first step is going to be to prepare it. Now, you can marinate these, but what I'm going to do is a dry rub on them once I get it out of the packaging. So I'm going to put a dry rub on it, and then I'm going to stick it in this bag and stick it in the fridge for a few hours, let it all kind of soak in. Now, I have a rub that I've made, which is essentially a homemade version of Montreal steak. You can do that. Of course, you could just do black pepper and salt on it if you want, or something more exciting. But this is kind of a mix of garlic and some other seasonings that I've put in there. And so I'm just going to generously flop this all over here. Rub it in just a little bit. Same thing on the other side. Want to really rub it into the edge as well. Just a little bit here, but I want to go crazy with it. I want some flavor. So let me wash my hands. We'll put it in the bag. Now, this is going to be the bag that I end up sous videing it in. So it is a BPA-free Ziploc. And cool thing, if you've never seen these before, you can actually fold these down. Actually says it on the package. So you don't get the edge all gross. We're going to cram the meat in there. Squeeze some of the air out. And then in the fridge. I'm going to leave that there for about 4 hours. All right, for our tenderloin here, or meat, been sitting in the bag for a while. We just want to, you want to do it. You want to. Oh, that smells fantastic. Now, I've already got the Anova already churning away, so let's get it in the water. Now, let's talk about time and temperature here. The instructions you find online about this are all over the place. People recommend doing it at 132 degrees for 4 hours or 140 for 24 hours. What I think I've decided is that we're going to do it at 135 degrees for 24 hours. I'm actually starting this at 5:21, and we'll eat it 6 o'clock tomorrow. So as always, need to stick it in here. And I left the water level down a good little bit. Don't want it to hopefully overflow. And I've left a little bit of a crack here because I don't have a vacuum to take the air out. So I want to use the water, the immersion method, to squeeze that air out and then finish the sealing. And then I'm going to put it right here and clip it in space. Now I'm using the tongs this time because I actually preheated the water and it's extremely hot. The other thing that I'm going to do that's a little bit different than what I've done before is we're going to take some cling wrap and we're going to try to cover this just a little bit, as much as we can. And the reason for that is because this is going to sit here for so long at a temperature, it's going to want to evaporate a lot. We want to try to keep that water in so it doesn't run too low. Not my best work, but there you go. We'll come back in 24 hours and check on it. All right, it has been 24 hours, holding steady at 135. And I want to show y'all, because I put this saran wrap on top of it, how little the water level has gone down. So it did a great job holding all the moisture in. And the reason you do this is there's intakes on this. You don't want it to, well, run dry. So let's see what this looks like on the cutting board. Now, of course, before we get to it, we're going to turn on the skillet on medium high, and we want to put some oil in it, get it nice and hot before we sear it. We are using a olive oil and avocado blend. I've had it recommended to me to use avocado oil, but that stuff is super, super expensive. So I decided to try a blend here. Let's see how it turns out. Also, one thing I'm going to do a little bit different. I'm not sure if it's going to work or not, but we're going to take this juice out first. I don't know if maybe I can use it kind of like an au jus on the roast or not. We'll set that to one side. Oh my gosh, that smells absolutely fantastic. Like, really, really good. Gotta see what it looks like inside. Oh, look at that. Absolutely perfect. So we'll get the skillet all heated up. Now, one step I almost missed, of course, pat it dry. Lesson learned, dry this off just a little bit before you sear it. And then we're going to stick this whole bad boy into this that I've heated up just a couple minutes. Now we're going to do this about 1 minute per side, and then I'm going to get the edges as well. All right, there we go. Oh my gosh. Oh, look at that. Cannot carve left-handed. Oh, look at how beautiful. Oh, that slice is amazing. Oh, you know you're curious. You know you're curious, right? Absolutely perfect. So I'm going to make this with probably some peas, and I'm going to do some seasoned rice. I'm going to cheap out here. We're going to do some rice-a-roni. And that's how we'll finish it up.